Good to Be True podcast. I am your host, Pascal Mayala, and Happy New Year for the people I did not say, the people who missed me, the people that I didn't really went live because I said I had a technical, a Wi-Fi issue in the house, but it's fixed. And I gotta say Happy New Year to everybody who supported this podcast, who subscribed on my podcast. And I wish nothing but the best for everybody in 2025. And I hope big things will happen for me too. Uh, Before we get into topic, I just want to announce that in a couple of weeks, in, I will celebrate the first anniversary of this podcast, Too Good to Be True podcast. So we're gonna celebrate it together, even though I am recording it, not live on my YouTube, but I will record this anniversary, and we will talk about the best thing in this podcast for the first anniversary. So don't miss out, people, and I hope we're gonna enjoy and have fun with it. Now, before we get to our topic, so make sure to subscribe on my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast. Notify, like, leave your comment on my video. Also, you can listen to this podcast on my audio on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Let's get into it right now. So, for the last days, we have seen some allegation in the course of last year to now, like with the Vince McMahon allegation, the Puff Daddy allegation, the Jay-Z allegation, and now we have the Joy Taylor allegation that that one member of the staff, former staff, who was working in FS1, sued the company for an allegation. So I will share the video. Actually, not share the video, but I will share the document, because there's been an allegation that Joy Taylor has been Joy Taylor has been sued by one of the staff members, but not only him, but also Emmanuel Ancho and Skip Bayless. So I'm gonna share the document, but if but we will, like I said, I will do this. We will talk about also on the I will talk about my bonus contest, the real talk, because I do have all the document that of the this lawsuit. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do that on Real Talk tomorrow. So I am recording this right now. Then I was then I will do the Real Talk. We will talk about the Joy Taylor the lawsuits. Then we'll have more detail because the document is very long. But we will have that today. We're gonna talk about it today, and I'll add that today to my Real Talk, and we're gonna talk about it. So I'm gonna share the video right now. I'm gonna share it uh uh the lawsuit a little bit. But before we talk about it, uh, let's go back and why uh Joy Taylor tried to sue. So according to this story, one of the one of the news anchor on TV, named Joy Taylor, beautiful woman, 37-year-old woman. She tried to sue FS1, but not by her, but one of her a former staff member who worked as a hairstylist. Her name was um, Nunshin Faraji. That of her behalf, that she is pretty much suing uh, Joy Taylor, Emmanuel Ancho, and the Fox Sport exclusive Charles Dixon because they had a sort of an affair. But we're gonna read this on the expresstribune.com that I found. So we can read it together. We're gonna read it together and have the full detail. So let's read this together right now. So the court document revealed Joy Taylor planned to sue Charlie Dixon once he was no longer useful to her. So this is an article from January 6th, 2025. So let's say 4 days earlier. So the court document have revealed shocking detail about Fox Sport host Joyce Taylor's alleged slew of sexual relationship with key figures in the sport media industry to advance her career. Interesting. The lawsuit filed in Los Angeles on behalf of hairstylist Nushin Faraji explosive allegation against Taylor's ex-NFL star Emmanuel Ancho and Fox Sports executive Charlie Dixon. According to the lawsuit, Taylor, as 37 years old broadcaster, allegedly plotted to manipulate her relationship with Dixon and Ancho to further her professional ambition. One of the more alarming accusations is that Taylor planned to fabricate her sexual misconduct allegation against Dixon once he was no longer beneficial to her career. The lawsuit cites that portion of her documents stating once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to Taylor, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. Really wild, but but if it is true, like, but let's continue reading this because I have the lawsuit document that I downloaded in my computer. We're gonna read that. I'm gonna read that. Not all of it. I will read some of it um on the document on the lawsuit. If you really want to read the lawsuit, go. You can look at it on the website on the internet. It's on PDF. So I'm gonna read this snippet part of the Miss Taylor used her sexuality to get on the show. So this is the partial of the lawsuit what it said. So I don't know if I can grow it a little bit. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So Miss Taylor again used her sexuality to get on her show on the show. So this is the lawsuit of it. So in approximately February 2020, Miss Taylor asked Mrs. Faraji to meet her for lunch in Beverly Hills. When Mrs. Faraji arrived, she found Mrs. Taylor with a man, Emmanuel Acho. Mrs. Ferrari did not know Mr. Ancho but could tell that the two were romantically involved. A few months after meeting Mr. Ancho at the lunch, Mr. Faraji noticed him in the hallway while at work. Mrs. Faraji later asked Miss Taylor if Mr. Ancho also worked at Fox. Mrs. Taylor confirmed and explained that she wanted Mr. Ancho to eventually recommend her on the show for Speak for Yourself. Mrs. Faraji became alarmed and warned Mrs. Taylor that she should probably not sleep with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Earnshaw at the same time, as Mr. Dixon is a very powerful man that may become very angry. Mrs. Taylor told her not to worry about it. She explained that she was also now powerful, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plan to tell her the company that he forced himself on her. She would not allow herself to force out by Mr. Dixon like other women talent. So this is what the according to the article that that's in the lawsuit. So let's continue reading this. So this is this for people who don't know. This is Joy Taylor, who is the sister of Pro Football Hall of Famer Jason Taylor, former I believe former linebacker or middle linebacker from the Miami Dolphins. If you know Jason Taylor, that is Joy Taylor's big brother. So let's continue reading this. This lawsuit also targets several high-profile individuals and entities, including Dixon, former FS1 host Skip Bayless, and the Fox Corporation itself. The case touched on the accusation of sexual battery, retaliation, and hostile workplace behavior allegedly spanning from 2012 to 2024. So that means 12. That means it's a 12 year. It's a span of 12 years. Faraji claims bailiff offered her 1.5 million for sex, while Dixon is accused for grumping her. Furthermore, Taylor is accused of dismissing Faraji's complaint about sexual harassment from both from Bailiff and Dixon, telling Faraji to get over it. That's what the Joy the Taylor said to her. So let's continue to read this. Faraji lawsuit revealed that she suspected a romantic affair between Taylor and Dixon starting in 2016. According to the legal document, Faraji joined Taylor for a drink in Santa Monica and noticed that Taylor with Dixon. From their body language, Faraji believed that they were involved in an affair. Despite both individuals being married at the time, that's true. Joy Taylor was married. I don't remember who, but I forgot the name of the guy. But Faraji kept her concern to herself, but the detail would later be significant in the lawsuit. That's very interesting. That I don't want to. I'll give more in my opinion about this situation. But let's continue reading it. So this is the lady, Miss Nushit Ferrari, a beautiful woman, hairstylist, beautiful woman, nice body too. Yeah, I can be a little flirtation. I am a sucker for women, so so let's continue. So Taylor's career at FS1 reportedly advanced due to Dixon's support, even though Bayless was reportedly opposed to hire her. So let me just drink a little bit. Let's continue. The lawsuit alleged that Dixon, who was the key decision maker at the network, pushed for Taylor's role as the host of FS1 over Skip Bayless' objection. In a crucial data meeting between Dixon, Taylor, and Bayless, Taylor reportedly dressed provocatively and acted in a manner meant to influence Bayless. Eventually, Bayless allegedly relented, agreeing to approve Taylor for the role as a favor for Dixon. Taylor's marriage to Richard Gianotti, yeah, okay, she's married to Richard Gianotti at the time, ended soon after the allegation surfaced. The lawsuit indicated that during the dinner with Dixon and their spouse, Gianotti became suspicious of his wife's relationship with Dixon. Following this evidence, of the affair allegedly came to light, leading to the couple to divorce. Damn, damn. So this is Mrs. Faraji doing the Joy Taylor hairstyle. You can see on this you can see it on this picture. Furthermore complicating the situation, Faraji claimed that Taylor used her sexual relationship with both Dixon and Bayless, and Ocho to advance her career. In 2020, Taylor sought to join Ocho's show Speak for Yourself, and Faraji asserted that Taylor confirmed her romantic involvement with him. Taylor allegedly dismissed any concern about Dixon's potential jealousy. It explained that once Dixon was no longer used to her, she planned to accuse him of misconduct, ensuring she wouldn't be forced on her position. In response to this allegation, Fox Sports had issued a brief statement expressing that they take the accusation seriously and will allow the legal process to unfold. However, Taylor, Bayless, Uncho have yet to comment publicized, so they didn't already address it. But let's digress. Let's continue. The lawsuit continued to make waves with serious implications for some of the most well-known figures in sport broadcasting. Despite the allegation, Taylor remains engaged to a former NBA player, Earl Watson, although they have since reportedly split. So this is what um the what has been said according to the website that I sorry the tribute the express tribute .com. So what are my thoughts on this situation? I think it's very serious. I think that the let the like I said, let it play out. We don't know what's the what is the truth or what's not the truth. And I think a lot of people are exaggerating just because um it's been reported allegedly is an allegation. So sometimes allegation can be true, sometimes allegation cannot be true. Do I think that some women are want to sleep with the boss to be on the top? Yes. You could put that in same thing in a reverse. You can reverse it. So also imagine if the woman is the boss, but the employee is a man. So the man want to sleep with the boss lady to be on top. It does happen. It happen all the time. So I don't want to say, oh, Joy Taylor is sipping, trying to sleep with other boss because she's on top. She want to be on top. Really, really stupid from the people. So, like I said, we don't know what happened, and then you got. I will continue with the Joy Taylor thing. You got Jason Whitlock of all people, talk about the Joy Taylor um situation. I don't know if I can find it. I can find it. I can I can find it. But he said something pretty nice about about uh uh about the Joy Taylor thing. So so I tried to look for the video. So I think it's a 60 minute 60 second, but I want to share it with you guys. So this is what uh um this is what Jason Whitlock said. And this is a 60 second. Huh? I just wanted to remind you it's a 60 second I just wanted to put myself out. So let's start. Let's listen what he uh gotta say. So I'm gonna grow a little bit. So let's listen.
I know what I'm capable of. And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly, it's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack. Like, Jay, keep your distance.
So this is what she. That's what this is what Jason Whitlock said. I don't have the full clip of it, but 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 let's Cam Newton respond. Cam Newton did respond to Jason Whitlock comment on his podcast, Forward One, which is a great podcast. I advise you to watch up his podcast because his beauty is great. So let's listen to what he got to say right now.
Bro, you're not that guy, pal. So whether you want to speak on your 2 cents or not, keep it. Please do. Because, no, it ain't that.
So, the first.
So so this is what Cam Newton said. I don't know if I can find the full clip. I don't know if I can find the full clip, but I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at this is the snippet of it, but um if I can find it, I can find the video. If I can find the video, so this is there it is. His podcast 4 in 1 with Cam Newton, excellent uh, excellent. I said excellent. So I'll put it on my screen because you want the people want to see me. Excellent podcast. I advise you to listen to his podcast. So let's listen to what she's got to say. But this is what like what 1 minute and 30 second 37 minutes. Actually, 1 minute and 37 seconds. So let's listen what what Cam Newton got to say. Let's go.
With this lawsuit, we have the Jason Williams.
Know what I'm capable of. That big rack of hers that she showed off constantly. That peanut butter skin, that big rack. Like, Jay, keep your distance.
Okay. Hey, Jason Whitlock. Hey, my guy. No, you're not my guy. Guy, come here. You're not that guy, pal. You're not. That big rack of hers, that's inappropriate. That butter skin, that's inappropriate. Like, bro, you're not that guy. So to comment on something like this, bro, stay in your lane. Whether Joy did what she did, the accusations are true or not, stay in your lane, Jason. All right? Because, bro, like, you're having an outer body experience, and it's time for me to put you back in your body to let you know, bro, you're not that guy, pal. Joy, is she a very attractive woman? Absolutely. And it's not for me to make inappropriate statements, Jason. Like, all right, let's put it like this, since we want to get personal. Yo, who you fucking? Who you sleeping? Bring her to the forefront. Yeah, to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no shade, but I'm just giving the bug. Yeah. This is a person who's, bro, like, been a villain in the industry for years. So I'm like, bro, we want to see her. Don't say no inappropriate things like that and not be questioned about that.
This is what Cam Newton said, which I totally agree. Whatever if it is true or not, like I think a couple minutes ago, we don't know if it is true or not. So, like I said, let it play out. But earlier, I believe earlier, I think during his podcast, not Cam, but Jason Wiggler responded to, I believe responded to Cam Newton on his own podcast. So this is a 2 minute uh 2 minute uh a clip from his podcast. So let's listen what his response, if I can really.
Speak on your 2 cents or not keep it. Please do. Because no, it ain't that.
So the first thing Cam Newton has to do for me to fully understand this, who's that guy? What are we talking about here? Find that guy. I say this in all seriousness. I would love to have this conversation with you. What makes someone that good? And then ask yourself, do I want to be? Does Jason Whitlock want to
Sorry,
be that?
I just want to put myself out.
Because maybe this is just a misunderstanding about what that guy is and whether or not I want to be. Here's who I want to be. I want to be a Christian who provides biblical wisdom to young people and older people who reject, deny, don't fully understand, don't comprehend the wisdom that's spelled out in the Bible. That's the guy I'm trying. And so, to the best of my ability, that's who I am. That's the guy that I want. I think Cam is insinuating that I'm not that guy because, in his view, you know, you ain't that guy. You're not knocking off these 304s in television and on Instagram. You're not that guy. You can't talk about these women that are sleeping their way to the top because you're not that guy. You're not betting those women. And what I would say, Cam, is you're right. I'm not that guy. I don't want to be that. I'm trying to be a guy that reaches people like Cam Newton and say, being that guy is an actual mistake.
So you heard what Jason Whitlock got to say, being mistaken to be that guy. But also, he had did another video, another video. So I wanted to put that video and let's watch it. Let's watch it. This one last clip. Then I believe Joy Taylor also did a comment about Cam Newton defending him. So let's watch this. Then I'll come back.
Cam, I've gone off on these guys first because I want to best I can play somewhat nice with you, Cam, because I feel sorry for you to, and not in uh, condescending or I'm trying to degrade you. But when you're born with as much physical skill and talent as a Cam Newton, it 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 diminishes your intellectual evolution. If I was 6'5" and easily as muscled up as Cam Newton and could do all the different things he could do as an athlete, why would I develop intellectually? And the world has so much to offer me for a developing physically. And again, part of that, particularly when you're black, is the system is rigged so that you're worth more as an idiot than you are as an intellectual. Thomas Sowell will fart out intellectual wisdom in his sleep. One of the most brilliant minds America's ever produced. he ain't never gonna sniff 50, $60 million. The kind of money we throw at overgrown idiot athletes. You know, he don't even want it, but he's not gonna get it. But we don't value Thomas Sowell, we don't, Clarence Thomas, we don't value intellectual heavyweights, particularly when their skin color is a little darker than peanut butter. We just don't. And when I say we, you'll hear, oh, you talking about the white man. I'm talking about black folks too. We definitely want to hear from the idiots and put more value in what the idiots say than any black intellectual heavyweight that wants to have a serious discussion.
So this is what Jason Whitlock responded uh, um, to Cam Newton. There's another one last video before we continued. We will, I will look at Cam, not Cameron, but Joy Taylor respond to the uh of Cam Newton defending him. So I believe. Oh no, that was a long time ago. Not my bad. Uh, my bad for that. But let's. Like I said, look, my thought is this. Like I said, we don't know if this allegation is true because if people try to say, "Oh, this Joy Taylor slept with the boss to be on top," and the lawsuit said this that everything has to be believable. What what happened to you're innocent until proven guilty in the United States? I'm not an American. I am not an American. What happened to that? What happened to you have to be innocent, proven guilty to fun to stuff like that? What happened to that? And and I blame social media for it. Just something that you read on the internet. Oh, everybody tried to put it on X, X or Instagram, Snapchat, even Threads, even Facebook. Oh, this George Taylor did this. The allegation that George Taylor slept with the with the boss of FS Fox Sports. Like I said, we don't know if it's true. Same thing with Skip Bayless. I never seen Skip Bayless try to have an affair with Joy Taylor. And also, Skip Bayless is married to his longtime wife Ernestine. And this is not the first time that Skip Bayless not having an affair doesn't want somebody like a Joy Taylor on the show. I remember when Skip Bayless when he was working at ESPN and a woman named Charissa Thompson. Yeah, Charissa Thompson, a beautiful woman who worked with the Thursday night football with Richard Sherman, Tony Gonzalez, Taylor Rooks, and Andrew Whitlock, who do an amazing job, by the way. Uh, Apparently, Skip Bayless did not like her because there was something about her that that uh, that he didn't like, and rightly so because a couple of years that we they had a video of her sex tape, nude video, a nude picture of her on. It's still on social media. You can look at it. Charissa Thompson, photo nude. You can look at it on the internet. But my point is that Skip Bayless, this is not the man that I don't know him personally. This is not the man that I know that he would do stuff like that. So The thing with the Skip Bayless thing, I don't believe it. That now for Emmanuel Ancho, possibly because he's a football player. Football player can be macho, and you know it happened. Like football player can have an affair with other people's wives, so it happens all the time. But in the case of him, I do possibly believe that. But for the thing with Joy Taylor sleeping with the boss thing, I don't know about that. But let the allegation, let the lawsuit progress until we know more about the detail. Yeah, just because it's said in the lawsuit doesn't mean it can be true. So we gotta wait about that. And another thing before we switch subject, I just want to say this: all I've seen a lot of women who want to enter the business in the media, because that's their dream. They know about sport, and there's a lot of women who want to talk about sport. Uh, women who want to enter the business. Sorry that I have to talk like that because it's loud. It's very loud. So I'm not allowed to talk that loud because there's people sleeping. But whatever. But like I said, there's a lot of women who want to be in the sport media industry. They had like a stricter rule. Yes, there are like good looking women. Like for example, Molly Kieran from on First Take, Maria Taylor on um oh, I forgot the name. Maria Taylor on what on CNBC on football when she talked about football. I forgot the name, but there's like what? There's a lot of beautiful women. There's Ashley Nicole Moss on CBS Sport. There's a lot of beautiful women who know their sport. But yes, they're good looking women. They're attractive, but at the same time, they're workers. They are great workers. They boss their ass to be on top. Not with sleeping with the boss, but be on top of the game. So to me, to say that every woman are 3 or 4 and that they have to sleep with the boss to be on top, that's not true. With some of them, not all of them. So to me, it's not fair for them. So I just want to work my screen. Okay. So that's how I'm gonna say about that for this allegation. So we don't know what's truth or not. But if, like I said, let the allegation progress. So that's why I said let it play out. So that's all thing I'm gonna say about that. Moving on from the Joy Taylor allegation. I mean, oof, I don't know how many minutes I talked, but the Joy Taylor thing is pretty heated on social media, and people are talking about it. So that's what I want to talk about. Next subject. Before we continue about this subject, I just want to say congratulations to Notre Dame who won the Orange Bowl against the Penn State. So they're going to the national championship. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to the coach that he's the first black to be on a national football game. So congratulations to that. And Zion Williams has been suspended for 1 game because of a misconducted rule. I don't know, but we don't know the details. So I posted on the community, so you can look for it for yourself. Moving on from that, let's talk about the Jimmy Butler situation. The Jimmy Butler situation is very interesting because Jimmy Butler uh still continuing to rumble the feathers in the feathers of every every team actually in the Miami Heat. So what led to well to now? So it started last year. Remember, because last year Jimmy Butler was injured. That he played the first round against the um against the defending NBA champion Boston Celtics. They got eliminated in five. And Jimmy Butler not put was asked somebody what would happen if Jimmy Butler was playing that series. He said that if I was playing against the Celtics, they will be eliminated. They probably going to make it to the conference final or finals, something like that. And Pat Riley, the great Pat Riley himself, said that if you did not play, you should not say those words. Something like that. Going to this season, Jimmy Butler have a trade. He's gonna be a free agent um this year. So he want to sign a contract extension, but the problem is that Jimmy Butler, um, the Miami Heat cannot afford to extend his contract. So this led to Jimmy Butler. One of this game, I forgot the game. I forgot the game, but I forgot about the game. But this is where he didn't really showed up. He was standing on the corner, let the other people play. And in the press conference, if I can look at the press conference, what he's said that Jimmy Butler wasn't happy and that it took every the joy of him. So if I can look for that video, um, uh, I try to look for it. So I have to look for it right now. Yeah, there I found it. So I want to share. I'm gonna share with you guys with the video. Then we will continue. Then I'll continue my thought on it. So let's listen what he uh gotta say. Let's go. So you heard what Jimmy Butler said about the joy thing, that he's not having fun anymore playing on a court of basketball in a Heat uniform. You know, and yes, in the whole sham that Jimmy Butler wanted to be traded, uh, and that Jimmy Butler debunked it. Then later we realized that Jimmy Butler wanted to be traded. So it's kind of like a roller coaster for Miami, for Miami and Jimmy Butler. But this is not the first time. This is not the first time that Pat Riley did that. That's not the first time. He did it with Shaq. He did it with D Wade. He did it with Alonzo Mourning, and now he's doing with Jimmy Butler. And I will not say this is not Pat Riley, a little bit Pat Riley's fault, but also the Miami Heat has to rebuild for the future. You have a future on Bam and Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero, this is your two cornerstone of your franchise, right? And Jimmy Butler is 35 years old. He wants to have a max extension, but I don't think Pat Riley wants to sign him back. So what is the solution? So there's like a couple of teams that can in like Jimmy Butler will be interesting. So so the fourth, according to I'm gonna share the video. Share it. I want to share it. So according to the CBS Sport, Jimmy Butler he's interested in 14. One, the Phoenix Sun, two, Golden State Warrior, three, Dallas Maverick, four, the Houston Rockets. Those are probably the four obvious choice of Jimmy Butler, but I'll have an issue. Let's start with the Houston Rockets. I don't think he will get traded to the Houston Rockets because they are young. They're young. And even though they have veteran like Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet, I don't think that his fit will be better with the Houston Rockets. Me personally, that means you have to ship Dylan Brooks and another player to Miami. That means also you have to do a three-way trade. That's my personal opinion. So I don't I don't think that Houston is a great fit. Is a great fit for Jimmy Butler. Let's start with the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas one is very interesting because you have Kyrie, Clay, and Luca. So you got a little bit like a big three. And the how can I say this? The way that uh, that means you are sacrificing one player, and I don't know if it's going to be PJ Washington or Derek Lively. I don't know who's going to be, but somebody has going to be traded between those two guys, and you give them a couple of a draft pick. This also has to do a three-way trade, so I cannot imagine for the Dallas Maverick. The Golden State Warrior is very interesting because you they need another shooter on the Golden State. And Jimmy Butler is not really a shooter. He's pretty much like a defender, perimeter player. So that means that also that they need also probably a three-way trade, but I don't know. I don't think Golden State Jimmy Butler will fit. The the last option I can see is Phoenix Sun. That probably be a great fit, but here's the problem. The problem is the Bradley Beal no trade clause. And you in Miami he doesn't want the Bradley Beal contract because that mean that he had to pay $55 million. So I don't think that he's gonna do that. Only if Bradley Beal do the no trade clause, try to waive his no trade clause. This is according to what I'm reading, but I know inside my head. And also a couple of days ago, he was benched um, because of the chemistry. But also, I don't think it's a good fit for Jimmy Butler, and I don't think it's a good fit for Bradley Beal to play in the Heat. So, what's the best solution, in my opinion, on this one? The best solution I can do if I'm Pat Riley and also if I'm Jimmy Butler, play the rest of the season with the Heat, be a free agency, and explore your option on the off season because you know Pat Riley won't send you those four teams that I mentioned. He's probably going to send you, for example, in the Wizard, Portland, um, what else? One of those bad teams. So I don't think he would like those destination. That's number one. Number two, Pat Riley is not going to pay him. Number three, Pat Riley want to rebuild that franchise, and he can and Pat Riley can no longer pick want get some superstar because he tried it like 3 times. I believe three or four. I believe 2 or 3 times. He tried it with Kevin Durant. It failed. He tried with Damian Lillard. Failed. And also he did almost try with Bradley Bill, but it failed. So my solution for that Jimmy Butler, play with the Heat in the full season and get your a trade option in the off season. So that's probably going to be my solution. But everybody had different thinking. Everybody had a different thought about it. So those are my opinion on this one. And to me, I think Jimmy Butler. I hope he finds his joy. I hope so. My personal opinion. Before we end this podcast, I just want to say this. My condolences to the people in LA. What's happening in LA with the wildfire, and it's probably still continuing while I'm recording this. Those people who lost their house, the people who lost their everything, the memorabilia, everything from the house, people dying. I just heard the news that 10 people died during the wildfire in LA. So I hope people in LA be safe and be safe and God protect you, all of y'all. This big game has been postponed, like the Lakers versus Hornet has been postponed. Kawhi Leonard had to go fly back in LA to get his family. JJ Redick just lost his house, and a lot of celebrities lost their house, like Paris Hilton, Jimmy Lee Curtis, and other celebrities. And also the Rams and I believe the Rams versus the Viking have been moved on from SoFi Stadium to the State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, where the Cardinals playing. So I hope everybody will be okay. And please, people, be safe in LA because of the wildfire. What's going on? So LA strong. I, I, I would say this hashtag LA strong. And that probably unless yes, this is gonna probably the end of the show on the podcast. But also, there's the game between the Ohio State versus the Texas Longhorns is playing right now. So I don't want to give the prediction. I will pretty much recap it. Maybe gonna recap it after the on my other podcast. What I'll do on Too Good to Be True podcast. And don't forget that we have the wild card game that is playing today. So I'll be live on my Instagram, get my prediction, and I'll put it on my YouTube channel. So thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you want to follow me on social media, follow me on X, formerly Twitter, at Pascal versus Belly versus PMM. Instagram, like I said, at Pascal underscore Mayala underscore 15. Same thing with Thread. X, like I said, X on formerly Twitter, at Belly versus PMM. You can listen to this podcast my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast. I will post this video on my YouTube channel, so you can watch it. Also, you can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. And you can leave also on my YouTube channel some comment, notified likes, and leave your comment on my video. So that's all I gotta say today. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. And I will talk. I'll do my bonus content, real talk with the allegation with of Joy Taylor.